Now, another day, another rapper stuck in a bad record deal. This is a movie we've seen over and over and over and over again. So yeah, let's talk about it. As the days go by, we see more and more rappers publicly speaking out against their labels for different reasons. Back in December of 2019, you might remember that Tory Lanez situation where he threatened to expose his label for what seemed to be some kind of foul play that happened behind the scenes. A couple of days ago, Juicy J dropped a diss track directed at his label, and the track is literally called Columbia Records. And today, Megan Thee Stallion, who's of course one of the hottest, if not the hottest female rapper in the game, ran into some issues with her record label, and she aired it all out on Instagram Live.
I want to tell y'all that 1501 trying to tell me I can't put out no music. Y'all don't see no music from Megan Thee Stallion? It's because 1501 don't want to drop that music.
I'm seeing a lot of support for Megan Thee Stallion. The Free Stallion hashtag has kind of been going crazy on Twitter. She's very fortunate to even have this kind of support because, as we all know, a lot of rappers get screwed by their labels. And if you don't have that much leverage in terms of the numbers you're putting up in a fan base and how big of a name you are, then in most cases, you will be the one bowing down to the label in the end because you need them more than they need you. Or at least that's what you think, but that's another conversation for another day. The basic gist of this Megan Thee Stallion situation is this. Back in November 2019, she signed a management deal with Roc Nation. After working with some lawyers from Roc Nation, they looked over the contract she signed with her actual label, which is actually two different ones. Initially, when she got in the game, she signed to a label called 1501, and then she also signed to 300 Entertainment, which is the home label of, for example, Migos and Young Thug. So she's signed to two different labels and has a management deal with Roc Nation. After Roc Nation looked over the contract she signed with 1501, Roc Nation brought up some things that were on the contract and asked her if she knew that was on the contract. Eventually, it ended up being one of those, I didn't know I signed this contract that said this very thing. And by the way, I'm being very vague here because we don't know exactly what that thing is. So pretty much, Megan Thee Stallion has been trying to renegotiate her contract because she signed a contract that she didn't even read. And that's what she herself said.
When I signed, I didn't really know what was in my contract. I was young, I think I was like 20. And I didn't know everything that was in that contract. So when I got with Roc Nation, I got management, real management. I got real lawyers. And they was like, do you know that this is in your contract? And I was like, oh, damn, that's crazy. No, I didn't know.
This is really becoming such a big issue for a lot of rappers. People just aren't reading their contracts nowadays and they have no clue what they're getting themselves into until it's too late. It's really crazy that even though she's such a big artist and name, her label has enough power over her to the point where they can stop her from dropping music, which is exactly what they're doing. This just goes to show that these contracts rappers are signing can really be what makes them or breaks them at the end. I think when you are this young, hungry, inspired artist like Megan was in the beginning, you tend to think that the label is doing you a favor because they want to sign you. At the end of the day, the label is just really playing chess, and if you're gullible enough to sign your contract without knowing what you're getting yourself into, this is the end result that's waiting for you. You make a name for yourself and become an extremely popping and successful rapper, but yet after all the work you've put in, you're at the mercy of your own signature. Like, that has to hurt. That really has to hurt. I'm gonna keep on covering these rappers versus record label topics until we stop seeing things like this. I just think there's way too many resources and too much information nowadays to even end up in a bad record deal situation. And honestly, a lot of rappers are currently tied to a bad deal all because they don't know what they initially got themselves into. What do you think about this entire Megan Thee Stallion versus her label situation though? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this.